Okay, welcome back to Modscast. This is for the fifth week. Yeah, it's the fifth week of the first day game that we are playing, the ninth first day game. And we're going to start where Portugal used to be in Silesia. Do we have insight on why it's Silesia now?
As I said already in the last podcast, he wants to meme and have no military modifiers at all. Silesia has no military modifiers, so that's one reason of it. And the second reason is it has death cost. So if after he gets the next step done, he will have like the maximum possible development cost reduction in the game, as far as I know. He just needs to get his clergy share to like 100% because he has inward perfectionist, which is a privilege for Eastern religions, which gives scaling death cost. It caps out at 15% at 100% crown and share. So yeah, just ignore it. It's not relevant. He makes money and that's it.
Yeah, he makes money and a lot of death cost modifiers. Other than that, Silesia's not that bad. But we actually have something to look at now in Iberia. Like in the first podcast, we were looking at Castile, and now there's a Spain, but it's not quite the same nation.
So it looks like regular Spain minus like stuff in the north and minus Aragon. But when you like switch to the rich map mode, you'll see it's like Nahuatl.
Could we just appreciate this religion map? Like Ibadi, Nahuatl, Shinto, Anglican.
Protestant.
Yeah, Reformed is also there. Then there's a Protestant nation owning... Yeah, you have a Protestant nation owning a Shinto, a Catholic, and a Reformed nation, like all bordering each other. It's just a mess.
It's cursed. Also, what also is kind of interesting is it's Spanish Iberia, so his capital is still in the old world. Aztecs formed Spain.
Yeah, like
the requirements
to that's Spain. It looks so weird because like you could see this area being owned by Spain, but actually it's Aztec having formed Spain.
Like we found out that forming Spain doesn't move your capital and it has no region requirement. The only requirement is that no Muslim country controls any provinces in Iberia. So even though there are Ibadi provinces, doesn't matter. So yeah. Economic wise, he's like doing okay-ish. He's making 180 ducats with roughly a third of his income being gold. And yeah, just cleaning up the rest in Iberia and then in Mexico. Then like he will be quite strong.
This is such a meme game.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's go over to Andalusia and see what he's doing.
Andalusia is currently fighting an interesting war, to say it this way. He is fighting against Great Britain and Lübeck. Reason for this is like Lübeck wants to spawn global trade, and they're fighting that war to reduce the trade volume in Sevilla. So the war goal might have changed since then. But as it currently stands, it's a 1v2. There might be some enforced peace next session.
I mean, we already have Vermont in it, right?
Yeah, the ally.
But yeah, so it's Vermont, not really a 1v2, is it? It's a 2v2.
Yeah, the problem is like Vermont can't ship his troops over. He has no transport ships.
Yeah, but Vermont also has very good troops. And you also have Gamestop in this, right?
Yeah, but like they don't have troops there. And they can't ship the troops there because...
I mean, I do see 30k Vermonter troops.
How did they get there?
I don't know, but they are definitely there. There is a transport fleet. Like, it's blocked in now, but it did get here. So, I mean, Vermont is contributing a bit to this.
Let me check out how the quality of Lübeck is ship-wise.
It's probably not great.
Just quality ideas. I mean, I could help him, but I can't enforce peace. That's the issue. Because it's morale.
Yeah, like, just make this game more memed by Yokotan enforcing peace on Great Britain attacking Andalusia.
Okay, yeah. in a way, like he recovered somewhat from the last session. Like he wants just more peace, step up, finish offensive ideas,
Yeah.
get his Gamestop colony stronger, Chisla Plata.
Yeah, basically that's it for Andalusia. Stop dying to people is the strategy here. Did he spawn all those provinces in shitty land to get his Defender of Faith better? Or?
Yes.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, it's tier 2 now, so he gets the 5% more of navies and armies.
It's
not the full...
tier 3 for me.
Oh, tier 3, yeah.
Yeah, so...
10 nations?
It's not useless anymore, at least. And I mean, Ibadi is pretty much exclusive to him. I think it is exclusive to him, so like that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, his colonies are Ibadi. That explains it. He spawned colonial nations all over the place to get the tier 3 Defender of Faith. I mean, it's something.
It's definitely something. I think we can go check out Songhai.
Yep.
I mean, he was attacked by Britain too, I think, but Rome enforced peace or something?
It was kind of wonky with all the enforced pieces this session.
Yeah, we have the enforced peace session here.
Like we should talk about this later.
Yeah, we're going to get way more enforced pieces in the future.
Songhai, like, there was a planned war from Great Britain and Lübeck against Songhai, as far as I understood it, and then Songhai and Mutapa, like, fully raised their troops. That's why also he has no manpower now, because his manpower cap is right low, and he hired like 120 troops, so like all of his manpower. And then the war never happened, and so now he is suffering attrition. So in the Salt Desert province, please stop. You're running out of manpower.
Yeah.
And nothing else to say, I think.
Yeah, not much else to say. What he's doing in ideas, well, he's not quite in the leading group in terms of ideas, but like religious, it's nice to finish, but it's not huge, I'd say.
He is caught up in tech. That's the important part. He has admin tech 16 and mil tech 16, so he will probably finish religious and then instantly take admin tech 17, then build universities. Did he fix his building issues? Somewhat. Yeah, he started to build manufactories.
That's less bad, I'd say.
Yeah, way less. He also started to build like a little bit of manpower. So the only bottleneck is money for him.
Okay, then Mutapa would be up next.
Yep.
Well, he's obviously still swimming in gold money there. Also a bit behind on ideas. I don't know if he fought anyone. He fought Yemen, right?
Yes, there was a Yemen war, and then he jumped on Yemen. I don't know how costly that war was.
I mean, he did gain some land. I think this used to be Yemen down here. Yeah. So he got this. It's also good land for him because this is a good node in Aden.
Like the biggest advice I can give to him is move your trade capital into the Zanzibar coast, and then transfer trade from Zambezi into Zanzibar. Since Staff doesn't, like Silesia, doesn't have a merchant there.
Wait, his
and
trade capital is Zambezi. Why?
Yeah, it's the trade capital.
Okay, so he just didn't realize maybe.
So he should just move his trade capital into Zanzibar.
But he did upgrade trade centers, so I guess he's trying to trade in Zanzibar, but...
Yeah, he's collecting there. But he would make way more money by...
He definitely should, and then transfer from...
Yeah. No, he doesn't need him to transfer. It's the only direction it can flow.
Oh, he doesn't even have a trade in Zambezi. Yeah, that's definitely not okay. Yeah, do we have anything else to say about Mutapa?
Nope.
How he's doing good building wise. I mean, it's not surprising given he's swimming in gold money.
Also, he's cranking out his colonies. Maybe run even 4 colonies at once, because you have the money. You're doing fine with buildings. You need to def provinces up to breakpoints, like to 10 or to 20, so that you can build like more manufactories, because those are clearly lacking. Otherwise, good nation.
Yeah. Okay, I
Rum.
think we can skip over Yemen and go directly to Rum.
So Yemen and Rum were in a war.
Yeah, I think Persia joined too, defending Yemen, and Mutapa was on Rum's side in there.
Yeah, but Persia peaced out after a year.
Okay, so it's basically just Yemen being overrun.
While it doesn't look that bad from what land he lost, if you check it out on diplomatic map mode, it's all like 20 deaf provinces, so it's a lot of war score he lost. He couldn't, like, Ram took 100% land.
Yeah, also those were the provinces he needed to defend himself. Like,
Yeah.
after this point, he has nothing stopping Rum, and if he can't stop him in the first war with those provinces, he can't do it in the second war.
So that's the Yemen war. Ram is currently, I think, the one of the strongest nation.
I think he's
from our
the
ranking.
strongest nation.
Okay, he's the strongest nation.
Overall strength.
His income is insane. He is building stuff with all of his money and his cost reductions. He can still crank out like 15 more manufactories. He still has the manpower buildings to build. Currently builds a couple of them. So like in the next 50 years, he will grow like very, very strong. Very strong.
Yeah. Okay, then
Russia?
France.
Or France, okay.
That's the usual way we go.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
Well, France had an interesting session. You see Swedish troops leaving from here. He's currently in a war with Switzerland. Yeah, he got attacked by Switzerland. He was previously attacked by Franconia and Switzerland. Like, that's the first thing that happened during that session. I enforced peace on that as Sweden. And I actually fought them. We were maybe equal. I think our side was actually weaker. And then for some reason, Russia and Persia also enforced peace on Switzerland, and then Switzerland took the enforced peace. So they had a grace period there, but then Franconia came back, and at that point no one enforced. So France just lost that land. Great Britain even dishonored the call there, and then Switzerland attacked. Great Britain dishonored again. And then I enforced on Switzerland again, but then Franconia joined Switzerland again, and then I peaced out for Franconia peacing out. But I think France just won a battle here, but if you look at his depth, he's not going to be able to do this anytime.
Yeah, he's going to go bankrupt. That's the issue, and he can't do anything about it.
Yeah, he can't maintain what he has. So basically, it's over for France here. Don't see any way to really bounce back from this.
The only way to bounce back is maybe get an alliance going with Spain, and it's so weird to say Spain and Jerusalem, and then just
but I've heard rumors that he's going to get split up. I don't know if that's going to be true, but I mean, it does make sense in the position he's in. Like, Spain would maybe want this land, Jerusalem could want this chunk, and if Switzerland takes this, France takes this, and then Great Britain maybe, but up here it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Great Britain?
Yeah, let's check out what Britain is doing. Well, I mean, he's not helping France anymore. Also, he's fighting Andalusia, so it kind of makes sense to not be helping France.
I mean, that Andalusia was kind of a joke, because he is a great army because he didn't go for naval, naval is banned, but as a naval nation. So it's quality equal quantity, and so it's very, very good quality ideas. And Andalusia just doesn't have the money and the manpower to support that war.
He's basically going to win that. Yeah. What you can say about Great Britain, though, is that he hasn't built as many buildings as you maybe would expect from a nation like Britain. That's because he's always spending his money in big sums on doing other stuff. I was paid 5k for that enforced peace I did in the first war.
I mean, also big issues. He has lots of low depth lands, below 10, and he all of Ireland is basically below 10, and he really needs to dev them to 10 at least.
Yeah. Also, I mean, technically, Britain is such a great nation for deving. Yeah. So,
because if you go check out the manufactory, he hasn't built any at all in.
Yeah, all of Ireland is entirely empty. And most provinces are just blocked from building them.
So much money you could be making. Because that yes, he's already making a lot of money, but it's very little for what you could making. You could easily make like 300, 400 ducats at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Westphalia.
I think that's the only nation who didn't fought a war in Europe this session.
Yeah, I think he stayed peaceful throughout everything that happened. He was threatening to do stuff, and he was threatened to be done stuff against, but I think it turned out nothing happened for him, really. He used that to build up, though, and Westphalia is really strong.
Yeah. It just got the tech for the manufacturers. Tech 16. So he can now build the mills. So that's a trading station. So that's important. And yeah, otherwise it's completely built up.
When you already upgraded all his manpower buildings to training fields here.
Yeah. So the only question is like, what does he want to do? Just chill there? Or...
He has a shit ton of manpower in his land. It's just all very dev'd up, very good buildings. He's going to also be able to do a lot with this.
Lots of AP, which is also not irrelevant. He can slacken 8 times, so it's like roughly 800k 800k manpower from slacken. So
yeah, it's a lot.
He can fight any war at the moment if he wants to, or just chill and death.
I think we can go down to Franconia. I think it's a similar story for him. He's not as built up in terms of manpower as Westphalia is. But he has a huge-ass army for his size. Like, in just land, he has obviously dev'd it up a lot.
The only issue for Franconia is that if a war breaks out, like Westphalia attacks or like Switzerland, if he can only decide to defend like 1/2 of his country because it's a snake.
Yeah, he's so long. That can be an issue when defending. But I think he's very friendly with Westphalia.
Yeah.
So
he's allied to both.
It seems like he knows what the issue might be here.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think other than that, not much to say about Franconia, right?
Switzerland.
Just all those highly built up HRE nations you can't really say much about.
Yeah. Like the HRE had like the first 2 sessions, like lots of bloody wars, especially session 2 with Austria.
Yeah, but never between these nations. It was just Austria versus everyone, basically.
Yeah, but like
he was the evil aggressor.
It was still like costly for them. Yeah. Keep in mind there was Burgundy. Burgundy fought like the Westphalian Franconia nations before.
Yeah, but I don't think they were really successful at doing it.
I mean, it was still costly. Same with Holland. Like there were wars from those nations, but like after session 2, like 3, 4, and 5 now, it had pretty chill sessions.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Switzerland. I mean, it seems like he's getting a good chunk of France. I can't check right now, but like that should be how much war scores France in total. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah, maybe he's going to take Burgundy or something. He's definitely going to get a good chunk of land.
Yeah.
And more to get in the future here. So
also like highly dev'd land, because Burgundy starts with high dev.
Yeah, and it's also good land to dev up even higher.
Maybe take the forts, water forts. I mean, they don't matter, but yeah, always nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, Switzerland is also, like, it's the same as Franconia, basically. Nothing we can say about Switzerland that wouldn't apply to Franconia in the same way. He had one war with the Italians, where the Italians attacked Bavaria for a few provinces down here, I think. They agreed to just give those provinces up after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, the only issue with Switzerland at the moment is he needs to get the dev breakpoints, like 10 and 20. 20 is not an important part, or even 30 to get the slots for manufacturers or other stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay, Bavaria.
Oh, not Jerusalem?
Actually, yeah, Jerusalem's a thing.
Yeah. Formerly Tuscany?
Yeah, formerly Tuscany, formerly Florence, I think.
Yeah, Florence and the Tuscany to Jerusalem. He's
Well, he's playing his loan memes with very low interest rates.
the interesting thing is like he is kind of poor.
Yeah, he's not making as much money, but he can take a lot of loans.
And you see that like yes, he has lots of buildings already, but he's still missing out on some of them, especially manpower buildings.
Yeah, he could have more of those, but he's still very strong, I think.
Yes, of course.
He just has more land than the people north of him.
Also, it would be interesting if he goes into theocracy. Because theocracy, government reform.
Oh, theocracy, yeah.
Yeah, for the better reforms. Yeah, he is strong.
Yeah, I think we can check out his ally Papal State. Like, checking ideas and stuff at this point is pretty pointless because all good players will have finished the idea group and they are all taking the same.
He is slightly behind in admin tech because he's currently finishing religious ideas. But otherwise, like he catched up in tech. He was lagging behind till this session. Same with ideas. So now he's in an actually good spot.
And I mean, he did a good war against Bavaria.
Yeah.
I think another war ended with Rome enforcing peace. Like, that's something we mentioned previously. Like, when Switzerland and Bavaria attacked again, I think Rome enforced peace in favor of Jerusalem and Papal State.
Yeah.
So that's the first Rome enforce we had.
I think there were all 6 enforced pieces this session, or 8 just from Rum. And then we had like other ones from like Sweden and
yeah, I did 2 myself, both in favor of France. I know of 3 from Rum, I think. Yeah, and also Persia and Russia enforced peace for France too. So yeah, there were a lot of enforced pieces. Also, I think Vermont enforced peace on Switzerland too. Like, it wasn't just Rum, it was also Vermont. Yeah, it's a lot of enforced pieces happening.
So Bavaria?
Yeah, so he was the target of that war from Papal State. He now integrated Austria, so he looks a bit bigger now. He got attacked by Prussia during the session and no one really helped him, so he had to give up this land. I think he owned those 3 provinces up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably wasn't great for him.
He also lost land. No, that's wrong. Yeah, he also lost land in Italy.
Yeah, he lost a bit of land down here. He lost a bit of land up here. So he doesn't gain much because he's so locked in, and then he's also losing a bit.
He's also by far the weakest nation in Europe.
Yeah, but also he doesn't have many enemies. Like, it's a bit weird after saying he just lost land, but like Franconia is very peaceful towards him. Switzerland is too. Ruthenia is his ally. So he just has problems with Prussia and Papal State, and I don't think Prussia has a deep desire to conquer more of him. It's just that Prussia was bored and wanted to have a war with Switzerland, but Switzerland denied it by not actually fighting.
Let's go to Prussia, I think, because
I think Lübeck would be coming first if we go strictly from east to west. I mean, it's just an extension of Prussia that makes money, really.
It's the cash cow of Prussia.
Looking at this, it seems like I'm not getting the best end of the trade deal here.
I mean, you can't have a trade deal with him.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a real trade deal. Just my bad trade makes it very unfortunate. With just 20% control and the node
it's
I make my money from.
So it's not clear if it's correct or not, but whatever.
Yeah, so he got a bit more land actually, because he bought me out of Gotland and Livland.
What he really wants to do is like get Sheeland for his
he
mission.
didn't ask that actually. I considered giving it to him, but he didn't ask. And he wants to swap back to a merchant republic, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean he can flip right now if he wants to.
Yeah, I think there was something where he can't do his missions if he's not a merchant republic.
Yeah, because he needs to have trade posts for the Secure Baltic Sea mission.
No, he could.
No, Gotland. He can't. He has to flip Merchant Republic because he needs a trading post in Gotland. or be in a trade league with him, and he can't press that mission.
Okay, yeah.
So he just wants the. Oh, I already got it. Yeah. Unite the league to form the Hanseatic League. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it would be cool to see. I think I can give him Shelland also if he wants it.
Yeah, it's just like he needs Novgorod for a month to
I
press the
mean,
mission.
we're going to get to this, but getting Novgorod wasn't off the table. He was actually very close to getting Novgorod even in the First War.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can go over to Prussia. Like, Lübeck is just basically printing money.
Yeah. And Prussia burns that money.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of money from Lübeck.
Yeah, it's basically completely built up.
Also, he's insanely strong at this point. Shit ton of manpower. His militarization is still ticking up, so he get even stronger.
Something important to point out, he's going for admin ideas. Why admin ideas under 1.30? Like, it's still a decent idea group, but he needs the government capacity from it, because from his government reform he gets minus 50% gov cap, and admin ideas gives you plus 25%, so it mitigates the penalty of it. So, like, it will allow him to integrate Lithuania or Bohemia, and then have more land to death. And so he can get even stronger next session.
That's a bit scary.
Yeah, just need to finish admin ideas.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, he's just Prussian Space Marines. Like, everyone knows how those guys work. He's very, very strong. Okay,
and ticking militarization is also important.
Sweden? Next nation?
Sweden, yeah.
Well, I fought a few wars last session. Actually, I was basically constantly at war. Like, first I fought in France, then I attacked Russia together with Prussia and fought against Persia. Although that war wasn't really fair because they just kept stumbling over their own feet. We caught so many stacks off guard. Like, I can't even tell how the balance of power would have been because we didn't have any real engagement where they didn't fuck up some engagement. They didn't have cannons, or they let us catch a stack, or it stack wiped a stack of mercs they just recruited or something. Yeah, their first war was very rough for Russia. So we took this land. It's also nice to have this land as Sweden, because I finally link up with my Kurland vessel down there.
He lost land.
Oh yeah, I did, like, to achieve this, I had to do something with Prussia, because Prussia wasn't willing to help me because he couldn't get to Russia. So we found out that he could diplo-vassalize Lithuania, who was like something like this, I think, in terms of shape, only this land. And so he did that, but he wanted to link up with it. So, like, I agreed to resettle Kurland, which used to be having this land, and like, only these 3 provinces, move him eastward to make room for Prussian's vassal. I mean, it's not a great deal, but no one else was willing to help me with Russia, so I kind of had to do it.
I think you could have fought when we won.
It was also Persia. I could have fought Russia 1v1, no problem, but not Russia and Persia.
I mean, you could have talked with Rum, because Rum wanted to attack Timurids.
Yeah, I tried to talk with Rum in the first war, and he was actually threatening to enforce peace against us. Or, like, send condos to Persia when he was fighting Ruthenia. So I didn't quite figure he would now go around and help me. Well, anyways, I think I also built up quite a lot last session. Like,
you still have manufacturers to build, like good ones.
Yes, I do, but I don't have money to build them.
You have 2.5k at the moment. And, like, with the...
Where do I have 2.5k?
I'm in the treasury.
I have 500.
Okay, then I have to reload the save, because apparently I'm bugged out. You have 2.5k in my save.
Mine, I definitely only have 500.
Okay. Can you show me Crownland?
It's just 97%.
So basically what you want to do is, like,
the plan is to actually give some land to the nobility, because through conquest I'm now at 0% for clergy and burghers. So the idea was...
The problem is you need to get rid of like one thing of the burghers, of the nobility, so that they can grant away land to them. So, like the primacy of the nobility, the monthly military power, like revoke that one. And then when you had 100% crown, like no, or only nobles have share, so it doesn't matter. So you can't just gift it away. Oh, you can already do that. Never mind. I thought the clergy and nobles, burghers still had land share. So now you can just start selling land.
Yeah, I think that was the idea behind this. I didn't really pay too much attention to.
And start revoking stuff from the burghers and nobles while you go. So you can do Golden Country or get higher absolutism.
Yep, I think that was part of the plan. Well, I did manage to finally start deving my land properly. Like, it doesn't look as shit as it used to. I mean, money is a bit of an issue. I maybe should spend an alliance slot on actually getting a trade deal with Lübeck, because I think I'm not making as much from that as I could be.
Lübeck can't allow you.
Currently, yes.
No, he can't.
Well, because if he changes his alliances, he could do it.
Yeah, but then he loses Prussia.
I mean, remains to be seen if Prussia actually wants to keep the alliance with Lübeck.
Yes, because Lübeck is his cash cow.
I mean, it's his only alliance, though. So that would actually weaken Prussia quite a bit, because Lübeck doesn't bring much in terms of fighting. So he can basically choose between keeping his cash cow or being as strong in alliance terms as everyone else. Which is a fair trade-off, I think, but he does need to make
I think he wants the money.
I mean, that's not unlikely, but remains to be seen.
Also, like, what do you want to do is like give a lot of provinces at like 7 or 6 death.
Yeah, I want him to bring them up to 10. That's obvious.
Bring them up to 10, build manufacturers, and then...
I think I actually have... I have some mana I could do a death push right in the beginning of next session.
I just don't have happy burgers when you do it.
Oh, that's true.
You can just sell land.
Actually,
just sell land.
It does make them happier, that's true.
Yeah, all get loyalty.
Even though they aren't getting anything, it still makes them happy. I mean, we can have a very short look at Kurland. It's not very significant. It has 30k troops now. Not a lot of manpower, but he did have dev up the land. He has a bit. Though not entirely irrelevant, but also not really relevant. And he's proud to be losing this land too. We just couldn't really do it because he's a vassal.
Ruthenia.
Yeah, so Hungary turned into Poland and then into Ruthenia. I don't know which ideas. Yeah, he did take the Polish ideas and the Ruthenian government, I think.
Yeah. Biggest issue is like he still has stuff to recall.
Yeah, like he had to unstate a lot of stuff to form his nation.
It's another, like, I guess, 500, 600 admin.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. I mean, if he has enough peace to do this, I think he could get relatively strong. He has, good national ideas with a good government type now.
Yeah. He will be strong. Like, give him another 50 years of peace and prosperity, and then he will be very strong. There's a reason why Polish ideas are, like, really top, highly rated. You have more of armies, discipline, you have ICA. So,
and
manpower.
That without the drawbacks of Polish government is even stronger.
Exactly.
He has Streltsy on his hand, I think.
Yeah. I'm just kind of sad that he couldn't form Poland earlier for the Polish crown. Each ability for the goods produced.
Yeah, but that was a fault of Russia, actually, because he vassalized Poland.
So, yeah. Russia, right?
Yeah, I guess Russia would make sense.
Going eastwards.
He's behind quite a bit in ideas.
Behind in ideas, behind in tech. Russia don't take religious ideas. Yes, you think you need the quality of religious ideas, but what you truly need is the money of trade ideas.
Yeah, also, he already lost a lot of control over his trade node. To be fair, though, he also has no money to upgrade his trade centers, so it's a bit rough.
That upgrading the trade centers does less than just sending like 50 light ships there and start protecting trade.
Yeah, but can he actually still send light ships there?
Nope. No, I'm just saying like what Lübeck is doing.
Yeah.
So,
I also have a very significant share. I think I
Yeah.
do have trade ships there, right? Yeah, I also have trade ships there. Lübeck and me both have them. I have this estuary now, and I can upgrade that trade center. It's not looking terribly great for money. He also doesn't control the Silk Road to any extent, so he's not getting the money from there up to his
he
lands.
needs Kazan. He still needs to
Yeah,
fight Kazan.
what I don't get is why Kazan is still alive. Like, couldn't he get help from Persia to just eat that land finally?
I don't know. It's ugly. It's a very weak Russia. He's making less money than the natives, as an example.
Yeah, also not much to really tell him, I guess.
Big trade areas instead of riches. That's the important part.
Yeah. Also, you do still have some stuff left to core. Yeah, oh. You have a lot of stuff left to core if you had the points.
No, it's just a Siberian thing. They don't
He
win.
has this state, for example. Those are good provinces.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And I mean, with the new mechanics, it doesn't really make sense to not core anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go for trade, use your admin points to core shit. That's basically it, I guess.
Persia?
Yeah, Persia.
Persia, formerly QQ, is making decent money for not having a lot of control over the Indian trade, especially Persia.
Yeah, he's pretty strong as long as Rum stays on his side.
Yeah. And like building-wise, he's nearly completely built up. He's still missing a lot of manufacturers, but the issue is he needs to def first to get to 10 def, because he simply doesn't have the building slots. So
yeah, so a lot of provinces below 10 def in his lands.
Also, he has Wallachia and Bulgaria as vassals, which is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so he has expanded a bit into this region. Like this expansion of Wallachia that we see here was a deal with Ruthenia, actually. So he got that land for free in a war. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to go for anything else, but I guess he wouldn't. I don't quite know.
Like the biggest issue is his trade setup. He can't fix that as long as Timurids are alive. So, yeah. Might want to get full control over Astrakhan and then make Astrakhan your trade node.
I mean, I'd imagine Russia would like that.
Yeah.
Because a chance of getting some money for him too.
It's ugly, trade-wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise it's doing good.
Let's go over to Timurids, who's in a war in India, and now I need to confess I have no idea what's going on in India, honestly. I think they're winning, from what I can tell.
Punjab, like, the session started with the Bengal, Punjab, Mewar, Vijayanagar war. Like, Bengal and Khmer were allied, fighting against those three Indians. Punjab lost a chunk of land, and now this is the second war against Mewar this time. I think Timurids declared it, so to get more land for his Gujarat vessels and connect his land down. The problem is, like, Punjab was pieced out early, although it took like 16 step hits to piece him out because he had like 1.1k admin banked up and had 3 step at start. So there was some rage on the side of Timurids and Bengal because like he couldn't get pieced out. And then, for example, his capital got sieged down by rebels, so he dropped below 50 war score. So the step hit didn't work. So he could step up again. So yeah, there was a lot of cheese involved. But yeah, Bengal and Timurids are winning this war. They need like 2 more sieges to get to 99 and then can peace out. Mewar will probably be dead afterwards, and then the question is like, what will Vijayanagar doing? Because He will be alone against Timurids and Bengal. Bengal is very strong. So yeah, that's the war there. Timurids itself, like barely built buildings. Oh God!
He's also into loans again.
If I would be Timurids right now, I would just go do a bankruptcy build. But I know. He has no buildings at all. It's agony.
Oh,
yes. He's lacking high value workshops. He's lacking all of the manufacturers. Basically, he has no social households to speak of. Just try to fix a building situation. Start with money, and then again money, and then more money, and then when you've finished all of the money buildings, consider building like force limited manpower.
Yep.
Yeah. At least the split setup is better now.
I think that's it for Timurids. I think Punjab is dead. We don't really.
Yeah, Punjab is dead. I mean,
We can just quickly look at Punjab.
there's a way to recover.
He lost all
maybe.
this land, but like if they beat Bengal, it's not going to be based upon Punjab. So I think we can go over to Mewar and see what he's doing.
Mewar is also dead.
Yeah, he's on his loan cap. He's going to go bankrupt very soon.
Yeah, it's 10 more months.
He's basically full siege. Basically 99% war score against him.
He has the troops.
And
So
Vijay is now
Mewar
cornered
dead.
in down here. I don't think he should be taking any more battles. Actually, it's just at this point you can just uncorn really.
Check out the money situation for Vijay. No. One back. He's losing 540 ducats a month. Bengal and Timurids were wondering like how can he still fight, and apparently he just hired all of the merc companies, and is like 150 over the force limit. So yeah,
I like how his actual army just costs 10 ducats.
yes, the rest is mercs and over the force limit. It's like it's just stupid. But he had to fight.
It's an impressive effort, but
yeah.
Again, Bengal,
the big boogeyman.
Yeah, villain overthrowing everyone here. Is he actually trying to go for Nepal at some point, or is he just content with being Bengal, or is he going Hindustan or something?
I probably now I would go for Hindustan. He already controls, like he can flip Nepali if he wants to. Just needs to culture convert a lot of stuff. But it makes no sense when you now have the option to form Hindustan. And Hindustan ideas are, in my opinion, better than Bengal. Then again, you still want to pop your construction cost and dev cost missions. So maybe wait on it. Also, you still need selected provinces from different countries.
I mean, it's still a lot to conquer for this, but you could reach it, especially if Timurids is working together with you.
Yeah. You can just do like...
Bengal has fallen behind a bit in terms of ideas, I guess, but that's to be expected if you're fighting all the time.
Yeah, he's behind the tech, but he wins now, and like Timurids and Bengal will split up India. That's the thing. And
yeah,
there's
pretty much
nobody
guaranteed at this point.
Yeah, nobody competing with him. Tibet.
Well, he has plans to conquer all of Manchu. I think his Ming got big.
There was a rule break with the province taken.
Yeah, it's a snake.
It's a snake. Fun fact, I even told him to not snake. And it was a offensive-defensive war from Manchu, basically, because Manchu attacked Khmer since he realized that Tibet is going to attack him. So, doing it this way, they couldn't use the Reconquest War for Ming. Yes, he still lost land, but it's like way less than which would have done a Ming Reconquest War. So Tibet will go stronger.
Yeah, but Khmer is surprisingly strong, actually. He's among the strongest nation in the game now.
Yeah, Khmer is, like, if you check out Khmer, he makes money. Like, that's the thing. He makes infinite amount of money.
You can just make Khmer the next nation. Yeah, he has all his ideas set up. His trade now, like this trade node is a contender for the most valuable in the world. He's drowning in money from it.
Khmer, very important. Instead of going for the cheapest provinces to death now, go for uneven death. Like you have lots of provinces with 6 or 7 death and no manufacturers. Just death them to 10 and build manufacturers. Like you can probably double your income because you don't have any manufacturers at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to get out of hand really quickly. He also has a tributary in Madyas, I think.
Yeah, it's ally.
Also, we see Silesia next to Wu. I think this is to take over the Empire of China.
Yeah.
For even more death cost. Also,
So,
Silesia, something you don't notice maybe, is that it's part of the HRE too.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's part of the
where do I see
HRE
that again?
because its capital is in the HRE.
Yeah.
So it's another 5% death cost.
His death cost memes even continue up into China.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
Khmer just
the
looking
Empire
very
of
strong.
China will be in the HRE. Just saying.
So Manchu.
One word about Madyas.
Yeah.
If you want to do something fun, get a province in another continent, like in Africa. Just ask like Mutapa for it. Move your capital there.
I don't think Mutapa would be inclined to helping Madyas.
Just like, yeah, but it's a new player, keep in mind. And then you can move your capital into Africa, and then you can move it into Australia and like New Zealand. And what this does is you can TC all of the Philippines and stuff. So you can bump up the money production by way too much.
Does seem a bit cheesy to make your home region a trade company.
I mean, his home region will be in Australia.
Yeah, but what you're suggesting does sound a bit cheesy, doesn't it?
I mean, it could be doing the same like as having a capital in Africa and just trade company Southeast Asia. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but
It's just that
maybe just don't do that. It's definitely not something the admin cast suggests you would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just like, it would be fun.
Let's see what Manchu's doing. He's
Yeah.
not as behind on ideas, but he's not where Khmer is.
The important part to know about Manchu is he's Catholic now. He broke to Catholic rebels. Then he flipped theocracy, so now he has Eastern tech. He has access to Cossacks. And having access to Cossacks with a boatload of steppe provinces means very cheap death steppes. Very, very cheap.
Look, like that. This is going to be a new heartland for Manchu after losing his stuff down here.
And he doesn't even care. That's the thing.
Yeah, he can bounce back from this. Also, Russia. Are there even more steppes up here? No, there aren't.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like he can still get Kazan and like parts of Russia. So if like Russia dies to Sweden and Prussia, and then Manchu goes in and takes the Kazan stuff. So yeah.
Isn't there usually a gold mine somewhere around here?
It got removed in 1.29.
Okay, never mind.
Which is sad.
But... Japan.
Yay, Japan.
The most overlooked nation of the campaign, probably.
Yeah, he's just
built
manufacturing.
Colonizing this stuff? Like with a...
No, there was like the Siberian natives.
Oh yeah, right, the Siberian natives. I just didn't recognize the shape. Usually they are not bordering each other.
I mean, he is speaking trade ideas at the moment. I don't really like trade ideas as Japan because...
I like the gold mine though.
Yeah. Yes, gold mines. I don't like trade ideas as Japan because you can't really utilize your additional merchants.
Why is the gold mine not deft up here though?
It probably collapsed. It's on 5. That makes sense.
Did this also collapse?
I don't know. 5 would make sense because it would be 19.
Maybe this one collapsed, but yeah. Or he doesn't care about gold. He's a very humble person.
Yeah, he's making money.
I mean, he can still swap out of trade ideas, so what would you suggest he takes?
Depends on what he wants to do. Like, if he wants to have more quality and maybe religious ideas. Like, trade ideas are trade ideas are good, but like if you can't fully utilize them, I don't think if they're that much better than other options. But it's like cheap, so
Yeah, it remains to be seen. One problem we could be facing is that now, like, Khmer's in offensive wars against Manchu, and he has Madyas on his side. You could see an invasion actually coming for Japan at some point.
Like an option if you're like scared for naval invasions is just to pick maritime instead of trade, because then you get like very good policies, 20% more of navies from quality ideas. So you can actually compete
Madyas
with
didn't
Madyas.
take maritime ideas. That's interesting.
Because he doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
Same thing with Great Britain. Why should Great Britain take maritime ideas when they don't need it?
Hey, Danny, we're talking about your nation.
Podcast list. Oh no.
We're talking about your bankrupt nation.
And he left again.
Japan.
He's back.
And yes.
And we actually said pretty nice things. We said you have a lot of steps and it's going to be good.
It's going to be good if I don't die first.
Yeah, so just die slowly is our advice for Manchu.
Like even if you lose all of China again, like
I can retake it.
Yeah, you have permaclaims. That's course even. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 200 years to get them back. 150 years. So.
You really think this game is gonna have 200 more years?
Nope.
I hope it doesn't.
50.
Sincerely, we all do.
Just people need to stop.
It's a glorious train wreck of game.
Yeah, the memes in this game are very significant. We have Shinto, Silesia, HRE, Emperor of China.
Like that's the best part. An Emperor of China in the HRE.
That is also Portugal that formed Silesia and is Shinto. Like, what the fuck?
Also, what I forgot to say about France. France tried to flip Shinto before the war with Switzerland.
And it was a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea. Like
it was like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he knew it was coming, but like it would be glorious if we have a Shinto France.
Oh god.
This.
Let's jump to the new world.
Yeah,
this was a quick podcast.
Yeah, we're speeding up. Let's check out Inca first, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's done with his ideas. He's getting money from gold, although not as much as you might expect an Inca to. Well, I guess it kind of outscales him now that he's so dependent on gold.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, also his gold mines are not really deft anymore.
Also, he doesn't have much land to expand into now that Gamestop is at his southern border. That's also something I didn't expect to say in Modscast at some point.
Vermont, Gamestop.
Yeah. I mean, he has 7 gold mines. And not a single one of the gold mines is a 10 def. Like, if he devs them to 10 alone and gets prosperity everywhere.
Those Vermont gold mines, so holy shit.
Yeah, then he will get just like 70 ducats or more than 70 ducats from gold. He more than doubles his gold income. It's 47 ducats, and like 47 ducats is a lot, especially since he's still lacking manufacturers and other buildings. Like, just dev those gold mines. Just ignore the inflation. Like, it doesn't really care. Matter. And if you like,
inflation is just a number.
Yeah, you can buy it down. You can get the yearly inflation reduction guy. So
exactly.
Gamestop.
Yeah, Gamestop.
Gamestop.
Let's
is
see if
being
his
played
economy
by...
is doing as well as that Gamestop stock used to.
Nope, because it's lying. It shows he makes 11 ducats from gold, but he doesn't get any gold because it's a colony.
So he's losing money.
He's losing money. I'm like benefiting from that because like I have pirating fleet in Sevilla just to get power protection against Andalusia.
But wouldn't it maybe be an idea that his overlord just subs his gold back to him?
Like he can't sub it because like Andalusia is dying at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
But the thing is this: each time a treasure fleet comes to Andalusia, I get 10 ducats out of it, and I'm happy about it. But yeah,
I mean, other than that, Gamestop is looking okay-ish, I'd say. He did expand quite a bit. He's just unfortunate enough to be the subject of Andalusia.
He has no quality deals finished yet, which is an issue.
Yeah, but does he really need them? Like, quantity echo is more important for him, so he can dev up that shit land he has.
So,
It's all
Vermont?
arid. I can go up to Vermont now.
Oh. Kraft is playing Vermont, right?
Yeah, and it's insane.
Kraft, you have to select a tier 1 reform.
Maybe he just doesn't like any of them.
No, you have to.
Damn, the manpower.
Because we have a rule regarding this.
Do we?
Yes.
That's impressive. You know rules I don't even know.
The reason for this is because, not this campaign, but like I think the last campaign, we had several nations, republics who didn't pick a tier 1 reform because of the absolutism. By not picking tier 1 reform, you don't get the absolutism penalty. So you can go through current country without any issues. So that's why it got labeled as exploited.
Actually, that's it just falls on the cheese then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
but
you have
definitely
to
do have to take a tier 1 reform.
Otherwise, it was Brazil. Now it's Vermont. It's a territory of Silesia, former Portugal.
It's also very built up.
Yeah. Also, if I didn't say it earlier, but like Inca is Shinto.
Oh yeah, in case Shinto.
Yeah.
Just of Vermont, I think he re-rolled a lot of times to get all those gold mines going.
Yeah. Like, Staff re-rolled for him because Staff colonized him. He didn't want any gold because he didn't get any gold of it. But yeah. He's making 63 ducats with gold. Then Cuba. Sognos.
Yeah, let's just only quickly go over the next nations. That doesn't bother me.
Cuba is like
Lupa Cuba time.
he has a little bit of depth. He gets the.
I mean, his idea set isn't terrible. He has a bit of depth. But actually, Cuba is getting a bit less shit. If he could just get a deal with the natives, that would be great for him to finally be able to not be a subject and form something, maybe.
Yeah, he gets the free provinces from me.
So I guess he's safe now, and he could actually break free from England and maybe become another nation. Don't know if any one of these three have good ideas.
There are.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I really doubt it too, but maybe just form them for some flavor.
I don't know if Songhai doesn't work anymore. There was some buggish which give you the French principality ideas forming Haitian, but like you can just get a couple of provinces in Texas and form Texas, or do something else. Like enough formables in America.
We might save edit into some other tag if he does that. But sure.
So,
like 5 provinces, move your capital there, and boom, you can from Texas.
Yokotan.
Yeah. What do you really know about your nation?
I'm building many factories. I'm happy with this. I got Admin Tech 14 finally, and the important part is like each manufacturer increases my income by 3 ducats. Yeah, so kind of important that I build them. I'm currently colonizing a little bit. I'm a republic, just turned into a dictatorship for whatever reason. I don't understand it. But yeah. And yeah, just have to get my deal done with England. He colonizes for me, but I give him the Cuba land in exchange. And then his second deal is going on where like he will fire the coca event for plus 35% coca price. And if you check out my trade goods, I'm 90% coca. So I really want that 35% increase.
You need to give a European 5 coca provinces.
I will give Cuba. I will give Cuba the coca provinces.
Oh, British Honduras. You could also give them 2. If they're not being annexed.
Okay, we already
No, it's not a colonial nation yet.
we already did Spain, so I guess let's go over to Iroquois.
Iroquois is happy. Like, quote, he will never play natives again, but at least he's in Papal State now. He has like finished. Don't check out his ideas; those are very weird. But he is deving. That's why he is falling behind in Tibet. He just wants to dev land. The tobacco event finally fired, so he made like 20 ducats more. Just from
Chat.
It's 50% increase from 3 to 4.5. It's insane. He just got the tech for the manufacturers, and now he's building manufacturers. Nothing to say else. Also, he's Protestant. And there's a deal with Andalusia that Andalusia colonizes Canada for him. So in exchange that we don't kill more stuff from him.
That seems kind of fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Blackfoot, last nation.
Say poo poo.
Saibu. He just went bankrupt. He finished colonizing stuff and then decided to go bankrupt. I have a deal with him about the northwest coast of America, because as you can see, I'm currently colonizing Alaska.
Hmm.
And
Gonna form Alaska.
maybe not.
Okay, he's from Alaska.
Minus 15% of the cost.
We now have confirmation.
Do you know how
Yokotan
agony
is
it is?
forming Alaska. There we go.
Do you know how agony it is to dev tropical jungle provinces plus 45% dev cost?
Just get other provinces.
I'm getting other provinces.
Oh. I'm looking through the events here, Cathal.
Yeah.
And at least the event for sugar, it says either capitalist on the continent of Europe or own a province on the continent of Europe. But then you need Dip
So
Tech
the sugar
25.
event already fired. The coca event is the important one.
Yeah, let me see.
The tea and sugar event already fired. Cuba
Yeah, the coca needs a colonial subject.
Seam 7 seam. What we are doing, like, I will conquer the stuff from England. Or he just sells it to me, which is even better. Then I attack Cuba, give Cuba the provinces. Then England immediately pops the event. Then I attack Great Britain and take the land back.
Yeah.
This way, like, it will be an exchange of 1 year. But it's a nice way to get the event fired.
Okay, I think that wraps it up, right?
Yeah. Any predictions for the next session?
More enforcements.
Russia will die, Manchu will suffer,
Will Russia die? Who do you think Russia will die to?
Prussia.
Prussia and Sweden and Persia.
I wouldn't count on that. Like, Prussia is upper tier now, so if he wants to stay allied with Lübeck, he can't even ally me. Rum enforced peace on us already, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to kill Russia.
But
You
isn't
can
Rum
just-
gonna gank Timurids?
Is he?
He wants
he
some-
only wants to enforce peace on people.
He's flexing his muscles before his units become out of date.
I mean, he has Muslim troops, not Anatolian troops. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
Rum formation doesn't change your unit types.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot. Like, what happens with Prussia will be interesting, because he'll have to decide if he's going to be able to, like,
France will die.
cover up the damage he did last session, because he attacked a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't like that. So
I can imagine.
he doesn't have a lot of friends left, really, in his region.
But yeah.
Okay, I think that wraps it up for this episode, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.